Hi, welcome back to CineSum. This movie name will be revealed at the end, please watch till the end. The movie begins in ancient Rome. An engineer named Lucius is failing to come up with new inventions and is floundering with plutocrat. Every idea he comes up with is rejected by the guests who suppose his inventions are outdated. One autumn, Lucius's friend brings him to a public bathhouse to decompress. Lucius thinks it's the worst place to relax, since it's filled with loud naked people. Overwhelmed by the terrain, he goes aquatic and stays there for a while. Suddenly, he notices a small vortex forming on the other side of the hogshead. He goes to check it, but is pulled by a strong current. In only a many seconds, Lucius ends up in a lair-such-like place, floundering to breathe. He tries his stylish to get to the face and is eventually successful. But to his surprise, he's not in the Roman bathhouse presently. In fact, he's in an ultramodern Japanese bathhouse filled with old men who are in shock to see him stand naked in front of them. The mastermind has ever traveled through time to ultramodern-day Japan. Lucius, who has no seen someone with Mongolian features, assumes that the men are from a flat-face lineage. After recovering from the shock, Lucius notices that the place is more advanced than any bathhouse he has ever seen. The baskets, gates, and puffing device blow his mind as he regrets not allowing of these inventions before. He also accidentally enters the women's changing room and is knocked out by a screaming old lady. Also, we're introduced to a floundering manga artist named Mami. His appearance gives her an idea for a new character. Hence, she starts drawing his portrayal. A while laterally, Lucius wakes up and is given a bottle of seasoned milk. He's yet again thwarted by the sweet and cold taste of it. In fact, it's so good that it makes him fall unconscious for the alternate time. When he regains knowledge, he's back in Rome girdled by men. They say that he drowned in the hogshead and was set up a many twinkles agone. Originally, Lucius thinks his hassle with the flat-face lineage was only a dream. But also, he notices the empty milk bottle on his side. The scene cuts to 2 months laterally. Lucius proposed his addition idea to the proprietor of the bathhouse and made it more advanced. People praise his creativity, and he makes a lot of plutocrat off it. They now use baskets, massage cells, and indeed sweet milk to enhance their bathhouse experience. While in the hogshead, an old man wishes that he'd a bathhouse at home. As Lucius is allowing of a way to make it possible, he's again pulled by a current and brought to a bathtub in the 21st century. A man comes outside and asks Lucius to help him bathe. Lucius is confused, but he does as told and finds out about numerous further useful tools, like a shower head and a shower chapeau. Concurrently, the house belongs to Mommy, who finds Lucius on the bottom. She runs to get her sketchbook, but when she returns, he has formerly faded. Back in Rome, Lucius makes a house bathtub for the old man and earns a lot of plutocrat. He eventually has enough to feed his woman. Good refections, but she isn't satisfied. She desperately wants to have a baby and complains that Lucius is always busy working. They get into an argument that ends when she curses him and storms down. A many days laterally, Lucius is approached by a runner of the Emperor Hadrianus. The man is known for being cruel, as rumors say that he killed the press members who opposed him. Since the talk about Lucius's inventions has been going around city, indeed the emperor is taking interest in him. Upon meeting Lucius, he reveals that he's a girlfriend of art. And what Lucius has done with the public bathhouse is easily a form of it. Impressed by his work, the emperor wants him to make a particular bath for himself. He demands that it must be out of the ordinary, innovative, and commodity that has no way been done ahead. Lucius accepts the challenge and makes it his charge to impress the emperor. The entire night, he goes around the city looking for alleviation for a grand bathhouse, but finds nothing. He's embarrassed that all his ideas are a dupe that he should get credit for. Suddenly, he falls into a gutter and disappears. A scene from the current time shows us Mommy working at a restroom force store. Her career as a manga artist isn't going well, so she has taken a side job. But indeed also, she's floundering to stay awake at work. One autumn, she accidentally leaves the water open and fills a hogshead to its brim. Suddenly, Lucius appears in the hogshead and starts breathing frenetically. He stops when he realizes the hogshead is washing on its own. The director of the shop goes to complain about the strange man, giving Mommy and Lucius time to fraternize. Lucius asks her to give him a stint of the place and hands her a coin. Although Mommy does understand the language, she shows him around. Lucius is bedazzled by the urinals and thinks published restroom papers contain the secrets of the flat-face lineage's success. But the thing that fascinates him the most is a bidet. When he's on it, he feels like he's in heaven. Copying the idea from everything he saw, he returns to Rome and makes the emperor the stylish bathhouse of all time. It has a restroom with constant water inflow to clean the before, a hogshead with bubbles made from slaves blowing up a pipe, a glowing terrarium, and scented candles. He exceeds the emperor's prospects and is awarded a special choker that has a unique form of canine legs and mortal genitals. Lucius runs home to show the achievement to his woman, but finds her making love to his stylish friend. In the future, Mommy returns to her small birthplace after constantly failing to induce ideas for a good manga and being demurred out of the side jobs. She starts working in an original bathhouse and studying ancient Roman history. The coin she entered from Lucius and his exposure has intrigued her, and she wants to know if he's actually a person from the history. Back in Rome, Lucius has lost the will to live after his woman ran down with his stylish friend. One day, he's approached by a runner who's upset about the emperor. It turns out that the emperor lost his son lately and thinks that a crocodile is his reincarnation. He wants Lucius to design a place where the crocodile can be stored and all his requirements are met. Lucius has to be redundant careful with this bone, because if the beast dies, all blame will fall upon him and he will be declared a public miscreant. Following that, Lucius goes to the emperor's bathhouse to check the water inflow at his request. But when he enters the hogshead, he's pulled into the future for the third time. He comes outdoors and finds himself in a pen stuck with crocodiles. It turns out he's in a crocodile sanctuary. At the same time, Mommy is also at the sanctuary with a date who she does an apostrophe T like. She tries her stylish to get relief of the Joe and is happy upon seeing Lucius inside the pen. She brings him out and shows him around the sanctuary, forgetting about her date. Lucius learns how to take proper care of crocodiles and their preferred niche. Mommy also takes him to learn archery to see if he's really a Roman man. He hits all the targets, attesting her dubitation. While latterly, he ends up in a hot spring which takes him back to his time. Many months latterly, the emperor gets a perfect place to breed his crocodile son. He has indeed started to treat Lucius like family, inviting him to the palace constantly. Everything is going well in the megacity until one day, the emperor is informed of the insurrections making an attack on his colors. They aren't happy with his rule and want to uncrown him at any cost. The emperor's dog faces and the insurrections fight a long and hard battle that goes on for further than a time. By now, the emperor has grown old and is ready to retire. He plans to leave the throne to his warison Sionius. For Sionius's first design as the emperor, he's going to make a new bathhouse to gain the people's support. Hence, the emperor wants Lucius to help his warison in the design. This is a problem for Lucius because his principles don't align with Sionius, who's arrogant and proud. Lucius knows that if he becomes the emperor, the fall of the Roman conglomerate is ineluctable. Hence, after giving it important study, he goes to Sionius and refuses to work for him. Sionius reminds him that going against the emperor is disloyalty punishable by death, but Lucius remains adamant. He goes to a fellow mastermind and begs him to take the design. Still, the man is furious at Lucius for being the reason he's beggared. They get into a fight and Lucius is pushed into a well. In the coming scene, he's with the flat-face lineage again. He's hurt but they're taking care of him as their own. They bring him to a hot spring where he can rest and recover. It's said that if bathed in the water of a spring, a person can heal snappily. They also give him fermented alcohol which burns his throat. Also, Lucius meets Mommy, who has learned to speak introductory Latin. She asks him his name, but Lucius is so drunk that he falls on top of her, and the two drown in the lake. When they wake up, they're in Rome, important to Mommy's amazement. She finds out that Lucius is about to be executed for refusing to oblige the emperor's order. Upset, she tries to move him to take the design, but it does an apostrophe T work. Lucius leaves home with his luggage to save his life. Meanwhile in Japan, the group of old men are looking for Mommy when they fall into the lake. Like Lucius, they also get stuck in a vortex and are brought to the history. Lucius is on his way to a different megacity when he comes across a natural hot spring on a hill. He remembers the way he was treated by the flat-faced tribs and realizes that the spring can be useful to the emperor's wounded dog faces. He rushes to Mommy to tell her of his idea which she agrees with. Following that, Lucius goes to the emperor and presents him with a vision. He also claims that he was instructed by Antonius to make the spring. Antonius is another possible heir at law of the throne who's much more eligible than Sionius. Hence, Lucius wants him to make him look better in the emperor's eyes. After being permitted to make the spring, Lucius, Mommy, and the flat-face lineage get to work. In the coming many hours, they make the first shack. Gradationally, numerous houses are erected around the spring, and they turn into a resting point for the dog faces. The lineage takes care of the wounded and helps them recover snappily. They also use their knowledge of ultramodern drug to do so. Many months latterly, The Dogfaces win the battle against the insurrections. They celebrate by drinking and dancing. Lucius and Mommy sit in private and converse for a long time. They have developed passions for each other over the time they work together. Lucius is the happiest he has ever been in life, but that's until the flat-face lineage suddenly disappears. Mommy also starts evaporating in front of his eyes, but before she does, he tells her that there are several ways leading to Rome. In the ensuing scene, the emperor makes Antonius his consul. Lucius is also awarded in front of the civilians for the frippery he showed in the battle. People admit that without him, they would have no one. Meanwhile, Mommy has started a new life in the future. One day, she's walking down the megacity when she sees Lucius come out of a pond. The movie ends as they meet each other again. This is a Japanese movie, Thermi Romi. Release in 2012. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to watch more cine summaries like this, turn on notifications and press the like button to support us.